as you were saying.
Oh, titty butthole. Yeah, to our one French listener who is my friend Mike from Paris, if he's even listening. Sorry, bud.
Or potential one.
Yeah, potentially.
Got to speak in potentials here.
Jerry Lewis is a loser.
So what's funny is, so Mike is from Paris, grew up in France his whole life, born and raised in France, and moved here in his mid to late 20s. No, in his late 20s, because I think he's only a couple years younger than me. If you looked at his interests, you would think that he grew up in like Georgia. Like he likes wrestling. He likes cheeseburgers are his favorite food. Wrestling is like one of his favorite things. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And what is that fucking fighting game that's his favorite fight? His favorite video game is King of the Fighters, I think. No, Fatal Fury. Fatal Fury.
So my question is, his exposure on wrestling, was it like Hogan or Flair?
Hogan.
Okay, I figured.
He did like NWO though. He saw WCW as well, but like Hogan was like us. Hogan was who he initially saw.
Right.
So yeah, I guess that would be more Northeast, but
no, I mean France has probably arguably the all-time greatest wrestler of all.
Yeah, Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
No, Hornswoggle.
No, he's what does he go by now? Swoggle?
Swoggle.
Just Swoggle? Yeah.
Just Swoggle.
Yeah.
Short name for a short man.
He was in that Leprechaun remake callbacks to. Actually, I guess it was a reboot. Callbacks to last episode.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he didn't even speak. It was just an evil leprechaun killing people.
They couldn't even make him do the Lucky Charms line.
Nope.
Oh man. Bob's disappeared. All I see is an elbow.
Yeah, try to get my dog to come back in here.
I wasn't sure if that was his elbow or his asshole because I can't tell the difference between.
Not sure where Scrappy went. He's walking around somewhere in the house. I'm just making sure he's not,
Nah, he's fine.
Yeah, he'll be all right. There's a ladder in the living room. I just don't want him to knock it over onto himself because that would suck.
Well, maybe he'll climb it and get the briefcase.
Well,
and you'll have a contract for championship match.
A dog chain on a pole match or something. Dog pole on a chain.
Kibble on a pole match. Judy Bagwell on a ladder match.
On a leash match.
Yeah. Where she belonged, like the bitch she was.
Oh man!
And there go all of our female listeners.
No, just Judy Bagwell.
Except for the couple that are into that kind of thing.
Just Judy Bagwell and possibly Buff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our famous listener, Buff Bagwell.
Yeah, he might get offended about, calling out on his mom.
It's not actually him listening anyway. It's just someone that listens for him.
Oh, okay.
Like this Twitter. Yeah. Slide that little joke in there.
Yeah.
For like two of us to get. Rich, you heard about that, right? So Buff, do you remember who Buff Bagwell is? All right, so he has a Twitter, and he apparently got called out, and it was true. He was having somebody else run his account because somebody asked him something about what he said, and he had no fucking clue what they were talking about or something like that. And so he ended up.
Wasn't he just twittering positive things not too long ago too, or was that something else? I thought that was.
Well, that's what it was though. It was.
Yeah.
He was posting positive things, and apparently, I guess somebody asked him about it, and he's like, "Oh, what the fuck are you talking about?" Yeah,
I noticed over time because, I know he's one I never really followed, but I would see his stuff come through, obviously for liking all the other wrestling stuff, and then over time, I was like, "Man, it's really changed. Has he had some kind of existential life moment?" But it was almost like you said, someone else is writing it for him or running it for him. This is really, really weird.
He started DDP yoga too. That's some powerful shit.
Well, you guys know the whole Cowboys and Angels thing, right? With him?
No.
Have you never heard about this with him?
No.
Okay, so I couldn't tell you when, but several years ago now. Well, I guess whenever he's needing $1, he made a posting on a website that essentially was for renting him out. And I'll let you figure out. Yeah.
Oh, so he was a hooker.
Mm-hmm.
He was a hoa.
Of the male kind, so whatever you want to call that.
So a
The
gigolo.
website still exists too, so we can't do CowboysForAngels.com because it's still active.
Oh,
but that was the website he was supposedly on.
Oh no, he's still there.
Is he really?
2014. Here you go.
How much does it cost? Maybe we can get him on the show.
For women.
Maybe we can buy him on there and get him to come on the show.
Yeah, the picture's from 2014, so I don't know if he's still.
I don't give a shit. I just want to ask him about Chupacabra.
Is that a position? I don't know.
So what's your take on the? Oh yeah, that is wow. Look at that.
Oh, bitch. I'm not clicking on that because it's gonna fuck up my algorithm.
Yeah. Okay.
It's gonna fall right in line.
I don't want to click on anything that says Cowboys on it unless it says Cowboys suck.
Oh, that's a good point.
That's what is an escort site.
That's true. You know what? I'm gonna to bail out for a minute, guys. I gotta see what Scrappy's going nuts. Like somebody's out in the yard.
So we'll hold the fort down for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab a baseball bat. I'll be right back.
Buff Bagwell or Chupacabra.
Yeah, that was a quick order. We just it's like a 30 minutes or free type thing. We just happened to send it to his house. Oh man.
I drank all my water.
Ah, well, I mean, you're more than welcome to get more.
That's okay.
Oh man. Yeah, the I don't know any. I know you had your fun events over the weekend there, but catch any shows, movies, or anything?
Let me see. I'm caught up on Stargirl. That's a very good series on CW. Excuse me. The JSA. So it's like the old school Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
They've all been like given over to new teenage kids because it's a CW show, but it's entertaining. Started out on that DC app that they had before HBO Max, and then it made the jump onto regular TV. I also found out that Doom Patrol did get picked up for another season, which is like one of the best TV shows that nobody watches. That's also on HBO Max.
That's enough that got another season out of it.
Yeah, it's up to 4 now, I think.
That's cool.
What else did I watch? I'm caught up on There's too much stuff to watch now. I'm caught up on She-Hulk. That was an entertaining show. The Beavis and Butthead thing me and Bob keep talking about.
Yeah, I need to dive into that.
It's fantastic. They went to someplace in Texas that's right up to the next time zone thing, so they think they can go back and forwards in time by crossing the time zone. And it was good. It was entertaining. They're just stupid, and it's stupid in a fun way. Oh, and then the other episode, because they're still you get 2 15-minute episodes per episode.
Mm-hmm.
A weird girl falls in love with Beavis, and yeah, that was fun. And Beavis,
so, are they releasing one a week through Paramount or?
Yes, I think it's 1 week. Yeah,
gotcha. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's just one of those like I don't know. We're between basically this and then like all the kids' extracurriculars. Work is just, I mean, it's just that's about it. So my entertainment times, we still, like I said, we're going through Scrubs, so we just knocked out season 2, finished that up last night. So we'll probably do season 3 here, starting that again soon here. But no, other than that, just really hadn't watched anything. Well, Bob's back with a ball bat and it's red.
Just in case you thought I was kidding, I did grab a bat. Now
is that red paint or is it
we're not going to discuss that. This episode's not being put on YouTube, right?
Nope.
I believe the correct term is bloop.
So it was a coyote.
Oh, got in your yard or?
Yeah. So he was he wanted to either go be friends with it or go fight it. I don't know, but we went out and it ran away.
Down in Florida, aren't there just those people that take people across the border, isn't it?
Well, that too.
Yeah.
But we have like legit, like wild animal coyotes that
Ah.
run around the neighborhood and stuff.
I was gonna
so.
say we got a bunch of those too.
I just get foxes.
I fucking love foxes, man. I wish I could have a pet fox.
You can.
They smell.
Yeah,
You're
but
allowed.
you
I think you're allowed to.
You know, descented, right? They love baths.
I mean, I don't know.
It works.
Well, I don't know. I would try to have a pet fox, and I would name it Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Well, and there you have it, guys.
Red fox.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but that's if it's a boy. The girl, you name it Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Now, I was looking. I read an article, and it's hard to find, but there was where was this?
I only read them for the articles.
Now we had back, and I can't remember when this was, but there was a wolf killed here some time ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was just about to say I just fired up the PS5 for the first time in a while, and I was gonna play more Stray, and then found out that Tokyo Jungle you can play again if you have one of the levels of PS Now, which is that it was out for the PS3 as a download, whatever they call it, the PlayStation Network games.
Mhm.
But you play a series of animals. You start out as a Pomeranian, and it's post apocalyptic Tokyo, so there's no humans left, and you have to survive on your own. So you're out there hunting other animals, and then building up your ranks so you can get a better mate, so you can do your lifeline. Like, and if you can pass on your traits to your kids, and you can try to survive as long as you can.
So I actually used to have that for PS3 on a disc. I had the it was a Best of PSN collection or something. It was like that and some Viking game and something else. But that's it. You want to play a game that's similar but weirder because it's super Japanese is Cubivore for the GameCube.
I played Cubivore.
I love that game so
I like
much.
Tokyo Jungle better.
Do you?
Yeah.
I might have to see if I can figure out a way to play that again.
I might have to check that one out. Bob, I remember you showing me Cubivore. That's an interesting one.
I still kick myself every day for not buying that instead of fucking Super Monkey Ball. Because it was down between those two games. I was at the Deffert Mall at the Babbage's or Software Etc. whatever the fuck it was upstairs. That was right next to the food court, next to My Favorite Muffin, and it was a day you had come home from Kentucky. I think it was when you were proposing to Danielle, and that very day I chose Super Monkey Ball over Cubivore. So you made a good decision, and I made a poor one. As you know, par for the course.
God, that was almost 20 years ago.
Yeah,
I think I like playing Super Monkey Ball better.
I don't know, man. Like Super Monkey Ball is okay, but like hindsight being 2020, Cubivore is. I mean, it's worth a lot more, but also it's just.
You would have sold it before it was worth a lot more, though.
You're not wrong. I don't think I would have appreciated it back then because I wasn't as weird as I am now.
I think the difference too on games like that, especially the survival ones, is that you really have to be in the mood.
Yeah.
To like get into those, and then you can like, it's a time suck. Then you could really play those for hours upon hours. Super Monkey Ball is a good game because you can it's almost like playing pinball. Like you can play it for 15 minutes, not play it for a week, go back into it, like little spells, but never really grow tired of it because unless you just I'll keep play it constantly. But
right,
I don't know. I could see survival games is pretty easy to burn out pretty quickly.
Yeah, the cool thing about Cubivore is it's just one of those games where like if you're in the mood to just relax, it's not a super stressful game. Like it can be depending upon how you're playing it, but for me it was just one of those games where like I just really want to just relax and just not think, and I could just put that in, play that, and just relax.
Right.
Of course, now it's like $800 for the disc, so.
Yeah, I found a copy on eBay that was like a 9.2, graded for like $1,400.
Yeah, I'm not paying that much for a GameCube game. Sorry, for any game really. Like I'm not paying that much.
Yeah, I'm not. That's yeah. I don't know.
I
That's not me
wonder.
either.
I wonder how much needs to be translated from the Japanese one, because the Japanese version is super duper easy to get cheap, like $27 complete. So
Why don't you just learn Japanese?
I tried. It's fucking hard, man. Japanese is fucking ridiculously hard.
I just put an optical disc emulator in my GameCube a while ago, and I just play off of that. Less than $100, and there's no soldering required.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so then that's what I'll do, and then I'll be able to play it. So, all right. And I've been looking at that because I was thinking about doing that with the Saturn, and I was thinking about doing that with the GameCube because it's just so much cheaper.
Me too. I went with the GameCube first because you can burn stuff on the Saturn. I have the hell's Action Replay? A modded Action mode. I don't even think you need to mod it, but I modded it to make it easier. Custom firmware.
Oh,
Rich, you talking about the?
I might have to send some shit up to you, Rich.
You were talking about the optical emulator.
Mhm.
That reminded me of an article I read this morning. Have you guys heard about the Folio Photonics? With their cheap, with their cheap 1 terabyte optical discs that are supposed to hit in 2024.
Fuck off, really?
You heard about that, Rich?
No, I have not.
Yeah, so it's a startup company. I can't remember what I read it on, but I'm just opened up a Tech Radar article right now. I'll share it with you guys. But Folio Photonics is like, I guess, some like weird startup, but apparently they figured out some way to go from the traditional 3 optical layers per side to up to 16 to each surface of a disk, which could supposedly increase capacity to 1 terabyte, and they're going to sell them in some type of cartridge format. Not entirely certain. It kind of reminded me of like a UMD in a way.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Yeah, but it's pretty neat. I don't know if it goes off the ground or not, but I'll throw this your way. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, they said right now it's at $3 a terabyte media cost with roadmaps to less than $1 per terabyte. I wonder what the read rate time is, though.
Yeah, that's my only
question. I know. I'd want that too. To me, I don't know if it's more meant for. I think it's just meant as a storage solution.
Yeah.
Backups and stuff to kind of get away from, tapes and whatever else is still being used. But I think because I'd read an article about there's a guy that runs floppydisks.com. Apparently, he made a purchase of 1 million floppy disks over a decade ago from Sony and has been selling them to companies ever since. And like his most frequent like vendor was airline companies, because apparently the 747s, which were like retired, I think finally last year, were still using those 3.5s for updated nav.
Sounds about right.
So, you know how it is.
The United States Air Force, when I was still in 2009, 2008 is when they started retiring the last of the KC-135E models, which that was a modified Boeing 707. And a lot of we had tail numbers, which tail numbers indicate what year it was made. We had tail numbers back from the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking old ass technology that's flying around and doing stuff up there. I mean, obviously they retrofit it. They've got computers and like onboard computers and they update different systems, but there's only so much you can do on what they are.
I'm
not surprised that floppies are still being used.
Yeah, and not in mass necessarily, but in pretty important things. Airplanes, military, what have you. In fact, it reminded me of something else too. Whenever the people started filing mass unemployment back a couple of years ago with COVID, New Jersey came up because a lot of the main state financial systems were still running COBOL-based programs.
Jesus.
And because of that, a lot of their workforce had obviously retired out.
Right.
And because of the influx and demand, they actually were putting out articles trying to get people to come back to work because, you know, a lot of people are like, I don't know, like they had no idea what to do with it. So
Yeah, that sounds about right. That tracks.
yeah, it's interesting.
That's funny. That's really fun. Like, how are? Well, it's the government, so
Yeah.
I
Oh
guess
yeah.
it makes sense.
Yep.
I'm just it flabbergasts me sometimes. Like I think about how behind some of this technology is and how absolutely completely fucked we are if there's any kind of real like major issue that ever happens. I mean, and that's one of them right there, you know. And you think about it, like we talk about it all the time, how the infrastructure needs to be updated in the country, and how there's all kinds of things that need to be fixed. And at the same time, like that's why I have such a hard time believing so many of the conspiracy theories I hear about, oh, the government's doing this and the government's doing that, because we the government's not that fucking competent.
No.
Like, that's the thing. Like all these people, oh, 9/11 was an inside job. They used debt cord and they used this and that. No, motherfucker, they're not that smart. Okay. I wish the government was so in control of things that they could coordinate with other governments that we're not friendly with, like the fucking Russians. That, oh, hey, guys, listen, we really want to fuck over our people. So we're going to fake like there's a pandemic and we want you guys to get in on it too. And nobody's going to fucking say anything to anybody, right? That's how that's going to fuck up. China's not going to be like, yo, fucking America's over there fucking up. There's nothing going on, guys. You know what I mean? Like that kind of shit drives me absolutely batshit insane to think that everybody we can't get on the fucking same plane, like the same wavelength for fucking anything.
No.
And all the world governments are going to get together and fake a fucking pandemic? Are you fucking stupid?
There's proof that 9/11 was an inside job on Hunter Biden's laptop, though.
I don't know. I heard there's some kind of job on there, but I don't think it's that.
Yeah.
But no, I was reading an article though, because it reminded me of the floppy thing. We're talking about military stuff. You guys, I'm sure you're well aware of this. This was the 2019. It was supposed to be phased out in 2017, but the USA Strategic Automated Command and Control System, they at the time had been using 8-inch floppies to coordinate the country's nuke forces.
Yeah.
So
again, this is why like all these fucking conspiracies. I just like I'm like, dude, you guys are living in fucking fantasy land. I wish the government was that in control. I wish they actually knew what the fuck they were doing to such a degree that they could actually pull that shit off. But
they're taking orders from the reptilians, though, who know what they're doing. So,
well, that's true. But the reptilians are in control of their own technology. They still make us work off of shit.
NWO.
Yeah.
Hogan, Hall, Nash.
All
that giant fucking horse or fire breathing horse statue out at Denver.
But
Denver's airport.
Reading that about the 8-inch floppies, I don't know why. I guess because of the age of that equipment reminded me of War Games.
I was to say it turned you on.
And I'm not talking about the.
I've seen some videos with some 8-inch floppies.
Yeah, well, who hasn't?
But yeah, no, dude, yeah, it's insane to me that technology was still being used in the 21st century, let alone up to 2017. Like that shit should have been gone back in the 90s. There's so many different media formats that could have been used that were so much better. But no, we're gonna go ahead and stick with 8-inch floppies.
Yeah, I mean, their whole point was that it was disconnected completely, but still to that, I mean, there was a lot of devices that were still disconnected.
Right. And there's, you know what? And there's a hell of a lot worse failure rate in that than some other stuff they could use.
Hey guys, I ruined the read write capability. Oops.
By the way, guys, 8inchfloppies.com is available.
Oh man.
So that's a thing. I'm I'm very tempted right now.
Gotta be careful with that. Though.
Floppy.
It's got a number in it though,
Yeah.
and people might type it out.
Well, okay. Well, let's check the other one. Let's check it spelled that way. So now, do we spell it FLOPPIES or FLOPPYS?
I mean, what's the proper? It's got to be PPIES, right?
Yeah, I think it's IES. I'm gonna try it with a Y. Okay, so far 8-inch. If you spell 8 out, it's still available. Let's try.
Floppy disk is with a Y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were thinking about the plural
form. Either way, it's available if you spell out 8 or if you use the number 8, and then if you use PPY or PPIES. They're both, all 4
are available.
Yeah. So just saying. Just saying. I wonder if Big Floppy Donkey Dick is available. I'm just gonna search that.
Go ahead, Rich.
Let's just open up a bookmark and
yeah, he doesn't even have to check. He knows. He knows. So I came across something the other day that I sent you guys, and I don't know if you both looked at it or not, but Neil deGrasse Tyson was on, was it Colbert, I think? And he dropped the bomb that apparently wasn't really a bomb because it's been known for a long time, according to the website the article I found from 2013. But ET is a plant.
yes.
I didn't fucking know that. I did not know that he was.
You have to enlighten me on this, and I did see your thing because I made a joke about them being high, but
yeah, well, I mean they were. Let's not mince any words here, okay? They were high as a kite when they wrote that shit. But yeah, so apparently he is a plant creature, and Neil deGrasse Tyson said he was talking with Steven Spielberg, and Steven Spielberg told him that yes, he was indeed a plant. As evidenced by, and Rich, I think you said this in or maybe you did, the ride, the ET ride at Universal.
I was going to say that's how I knew about it because I think it came out around the time of the ride.
Yeah. So part of the reason why the ride has so many plants in it when he gets back home, like to his home planet, is because he's a plant, and so like all these wild flowers and shit are growing, and it's fucking bananas.
He's actually that alien that took over the 24 guy's dad in that movie.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Invasion of the Body Snatchers and the remake of that.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
He points to the thing and he screams real loud.
I got no idea, man.
That was a great movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, that was what is that? That was what, 77, 78?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. I remember seeing that. Without, I get confused.
Leonard Nimoy, I think, was in that one too, or was he in the remake of the remake of the remake?
Oh gosh, man! I remember seeing the '70s version because the original was in the '50s, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
If original was '56, let's see. Yeah, it's okay. It was remade 3 times, or more than that. No, 78, 93, 2007. Yeah, so the 3 remakes on top of the original. So
apparently, I forgot that Jeff Goldblum was in it too. So Leonard Nimoy was in it. So Donald Sutherland, Leonard Nimoy, and Jeff Goldblum. In the 70s.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Jeff Goldblum was in that one.
So in the
there's a famous meme of Donald Sutherland pointing out with his mouth open real wide.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Now I know what you're talking about. But I still never seen that movie, but I've seen that scene at least.
Anyway, the aliens and all the invasions of the body snatchers were plants.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so this
whenever you see a cartoon with a pod, that's a callback to the invasion of the body snatchers.
Okay. Yeah. So when I found out the thing about ET being a plant, I had to search it and find out what the fuck that was about and whether this was like a joke or what it was, but it led me to this article, which I apologize. It wasn't 2013. This is 2012. Gizmodo Charlie Jane Anders posted 11 weird facts that you didn't know about ET. So I'm not going to go through all of them, but there's a couple that are pretty interesting. Like the screenwriter, who didn't want to write it, by the way, asked Harrison Ford's sons what powers ET should have. So his two sons, Willard and Benjamin, and they said telepathy, telekinetic powers, and healing. So that's how he got those. ET's neither male nor female because he's a plant. His legs were a boy who had no legs in real life in some scenes, and he could walk on his hands, so they used his hands. And that's where he was ET when ET got drunk. So, let's see. ET was Spielberg's response to the stalled space program. He said, if the government won't fund the space program to allow people's imagination to soar, then all I can do is make movies that bring space down to Earth and make it more accessible to the imagination. An early draft of the script had E.T. healing JR from Dallas. So that's kind of fucking weird. Henry Thomas had a hard time saying penis breath. He said he was brought up to believe that kids didn't say things like that, but he decided in the end that it was two anatomical terms together, so his grandmother would probably be okay with it. Harrison Ford was supposed to play a bit part, but it got cut. He was supposed to be the principal of the school. And then they tested out multiple titles for the film, including Upon a Star, E.T. and Me, and The Landing. And they also didn't think that people would think of ET as an abbreviation for extraterrestrial, which is why they called it ET, the extraterrestrial, which I wouldn't, I mean, we were super young back then too, so we wouldn't have even thought about it.
In one of the Cheech and Chong movies, they had a spoof of that called E.T. the Extra Testicle.
I wondered where the fuck that came from, because I remember hearing that, E.T. the Extra Testicle.
E.T. still, Cheech and Chong Still Smoking, I think was the one that had it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there's one more that was Ralph McQuarrie was originally going to be a flat flying saucer shaped spaceship for ET, but Ralph McQuarrie came up with the diving bell shaped ship. So
M&M's also famously turned down the M&M's first, and they said nope, and then Reese's got it and then made millions off of the product placement.
Yep.
Which makes sense, M&M Mars, but they didn't want to play into it because they're fucking stupid.
And then famously, they had the Atari game where they made more games than they had Atari consoles because they thought it'd be a console seller on the holidays.
Yeah. And
they buried them all in the New Mexico.
Yeah, the old landfill there.
Yeah. And your favorite YouTuber, the Angry Video Game Nerd, among many others, has films on that.
Yep. That's what his movie was based around.
Yeah. So, Tom, this note that I saw today, you'll get a pop out of. I don't know, Richie. I don't think you'll really give a shit about it. Although I do appreciate you wearing an Eagle shirt today for Football Sunday. Go Birds! Just whoop the shit out of the fucking hapless Washington Commanders and sacked Carson Wentz 9 times. But did you see that during the Lions game, Jamal Williams did the Hingle McCringleberry dance and got fined?
No,
penalized. I mean, yeah, he did the famous 3 pelvic thrusts, got penalized.
We're watching the Broncos Niners game, and that just is on now. But whenever they do the you're familiar with the East West skits on Key and Peele, right, Rich?
Oh,
have you never seen those? You have to look them up. But it's basically just Key and Peele like dressing up as different people and like stating who they are and what college they went to. And it's hysterical because the longer it's gone on, like the real NFL games have started to become a skit now because like these players are just like, they sound like they're just making fun of themselves now. and their names are just so outlandish. But what in the world was that?
I was looking up to see what Hingle McCringleberry.
Oh
was.
yeah. It's but that the whole thing is it's pretty awesome. I was telling Rich about the East West skits.
Yeah, they're fantastic. That is one of my favorite. And what's funny is I've showed people at work that because they hadn't heard of it, and like because we have some people that grew up in very conservative homes that are finally starting to spread their wings now that they've been corrupted by us. It's funny. It's because so the one girl in particular, she went with me to see Clerks 3, and she was raised in like a super Christian household and was very she was like went to a Christian school and everything and was super conservative, and she was watching Clerks 2 and she goes, I really relate to Elias. And then it got to the donkey show and she sends me, I don't relate with Elias. But she had never seen it, so I had to show it to her, and she was cracking the fuck up the whole time. But yeah, that's probably some of the funniest bits that they did is pretty much anything where they were talking about names, like the substitute teacher with Oshag Hennessy and A. Ron.
Ron.
The East West Bowl, the Hinkle McCringleberry obviously comes from that, and then they did a couple scenes with him playing football and getting penalized. That was an underrated show, by the way.
Oh yeah. Donkey teeth.
The artist formerly known as Mouse Cop.
Dan Smith, BYU.
A. Rodgers.
Oh man. Now it's funny. I was actually flipping through a couple of these other like random facts, going back to ET stuff real quick. Got another website. It was in the theaters for over a year. It's unheard of, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
It was actually shot in chronological order. That's unheard of now. Yeah.
Yeah, nobody does it anymore.
No, all this one I thought was pretty cool. All the doctors in the movie are actual doctors and nurses. And it was supposed Spielberg his rationale was to ensure that the dialogue was genuine. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. Pretty neat stuff. I don't know. It's one of those movies I really don't think about too often. So that was pretty cool.
Same.
Threw that our way.
Dude, honestly, I couldn't even tell you the last time I watched it. Yeah, I think it's probably when I was a little kid, because it's just never. I never really gave a shit about it. I played.
Drew Barrymore was actually drunk while she was doing ET too, even though she was like 9.
Yeah, wasn't she like 5 in that movie?
She was a kid then, yeah, like a young kid.
She was super young.
Let's see. Yeah, she was like, what, 6, 7 years old?
At 10, she took up marijuana, and by 12, she began snorting cocaine.
Yeah, she was 7 in ET, so she wasn't drunk yet.
I just said she was doing marijuana at 10 and snorting cocaine at 12. You can start drinking at 7 if you're going to do that later.
Dude, that is insane that she was doing. Wow. That's
hard life.
Crazy.
47 now.
And she looks good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying she's.
Rich is like, nope.
Damn, Richie's fucking cold. He's hitting himself in the head with a Game Boy case.
I was just styrofoam. Actually, I don't know what it's from.
The inside of a Game Boy case?
Could be.
Oh, you know it's not his heart.
Nope.
No, that long gone, isn't it?
Yeah. Fuck. Drew Barrymore, what a fucking slag.
Nope.
It's like maybe a 2 at best.
Just talking about her with somebody else too. I don't know why we were talking about her, but he brought up that she was one of the Jesus Christ, like a Harley Quinn type role in Batman and Robin for Two-Face. She was one of the girls there.
Really? Drew Barrymore?
Yeah. She had like 3 lines in the movie, but she was there.
Get out.
Huh.
Wait, for Two-Face. Oh, yeah, she was.
Yeah, she
Holy
had yep.
shit. I completely forgot about that until you just said, yeah, because it was Sugar and Spice.
Yeah, I forget which one she was.
Yeah, and there was the one that was like the good one that was dressed up like an angel, and then there's one that was in like bondage gear.
Yep.
Like black leather. Shit, I completely forgot about that until wow. Okay. No
that's
shit.
right.
Dude,
Holy crap. Yeah, I just had to look that back up. I forgot all about that.
I didn't even type it, but after I started thinking about it, I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
See, I never think about that movie other than I don't even know if I ever really think about it. You know.
That was for a while. That was my favorite Batman movie. I had it on VHS and I watched it a million times, and I just completely forgot about that. Huh.
That last one was really good with the Riddler and the vampire kid.
With Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was okay. I guess it was better than the Christian Bale.
I like.
What do you mean?
I like Dark Knight. Dark Knight's probably. Oh, Dark Knight's really good, and I like the original '89 one with.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. The '89 one's good. Oh yeah. The soundtrack. That's why I don't know why my brain just blipped for Batman Forever. That's the only reason why I ever think about that movie.
Kiss from a rose.
Yeah.
Batman Forever
Exactly.
and Batman and Robin. The better parts of them both were the soundtrack, and the soundtrack for both of them was really good.
Well, the first Batman movie had a whole soundtrack by Prince.
Which that was
Yeah,
awesome.
exactly. Yeah, I mean,
but the movie was good for that too.
Yeah,
you know, that wasn't just like, oh hey, we're gonna put out a soundtrack. Guess we better make a movie for it.
Not that I'm saying there's better podcasts than ours, but there's a podcast called The Soundtracker where he goes through soundtracks with original songs, and he not just did, but he did a Batman one that was really good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of other soundtracks of other podcasts that I'm gonna shill for the one that the Kelsey brothers are doing, the New Heights, is really
oh yeah, Jason and Travis.
Yeah, really good. I was cracking up listening to them.
Who are the Kelsey brothers?
So Jason Kelsey plays center for the Eagles, and Travis Kelsey plays tight end for the Chiefs.
Yeah, Jason Kelsey is the one that dressed like a mummer during the Super Bowl parade. He's a crazy son of a bitch.
And it's funny too, because like his brother speaks with like that, like, you know how Eminem has that like black affectation to his voice, like when he speaks, like how he pronounces certain things and stuff. Like that's
you got to bring race into everything.
Well, it's funny because that's how Travis talks, but then Jason's like completely different. Jason's like just Midwest white boy.
Yeah, I was gonna say he almost has the country boy, not the Southern twang, but
that's like Tom Hanks' kids too. He's got the one that looks exactly like him. That's a nice, actor kid, and then he's got the other one that's evil.
Chet.
Yes.
Yeah, which he doomed that kid from the start, naming him fucking Chet. Name me a Chet that actually turned out to be a decent human being. I can't fucking think of one.
Isn't there a country singer, Chet Atkins or something?
Chet Lemon, the famous baseball player.
Well, the only Lemon I know is Meadowlark.
Oh, I forgot about Chet Lemon.
Player.
Yeah, hit 200 home runs in his career. I mean, he's some fame.
Right, so he's okay. Meadowlark Lemon is awesome.
The brother from Weird Science, he was Chet.
Yeah, he was a shitbag. That's why he got turned into that like belching turd monster.
He was just trying to make sure his brother grew up decent.
Yeah, well, he was a shitbag.
Here, I just typed in famous people named Chet, which is there you go. You ready for this? Yes, please. It is often a nickname for Chester. So here we go.
Chester Gloucester.
Yeah, I'll let you
Chester
go on that one. But no, you're right. But you guys said what, Chet Atkins, right?
Yeah.
Chet Atkins has been dead for 20 years.
Okay.
Chet Lemon, which I said too, and he is on this list. And then
You're on the crown.
oh, thank you. And yeah, basically no one else.
Yeah.
Like that's it, man. Like it's so. Thank God that Chester Bennington didn't go by Chet, because
No, he's not on this list. Nope.
yeah, we'd be talking shit on him, but he didn't, so that's good.
But then they go, oh, you know what? They do get into some fictional characters. So there's also Chet from Turbo. There's Chet You Betcha from the Fairly Odd Parents. And then, of course, how can we forget Chet the Rocket Stedman from Rookie of the Year?
Oh yeah,
You know.
yeah. It's been so long since I've seen that fucking movie.
Actually, it's funny that I saw. I think it was Darren Rovell. I can't pronounce his last name. The sports reporter.
Yeah,
He posted. It had to do with like the anniversary of when that movie was filmed at Wrigley, and because I guess they filmed it during the regular season, so we're talking about it. And one of the artifacts he has is ticket stub from that game that it was filmed at, or I guess one of the games, and it's signed by Henry Rowengartner.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
Did he sign it Henry Rowengartner? Or
he signed it both, his real name and his yeah.
That's cool.
I thought that was pretty cool.
I like that they sell Henry Rowengartner jerseys.
Yeah, except it's Cubs, so
Yeah, so there's no name on the
Wasn't
back.
You're the one with the kid who could throw a fastball. There's a surgery.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he like breaks his arm, and when his elbow heals, the tendons are super tight.
Which is really funny because in the movie he throws like, not to dive too much into baseball here, but he throws what is like high 90s or something.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be like, oh wow, this guy's come from the bullpen. Like the Cincinnati Reds have a starter, I think, who just went like, I don't know how many pitches in a row of over 100 miles an hour.
Well, this was pre enhancement.
Steroids.
Oh no, this was during that.
Was it during
Oh yeah.
the movie? I mean,
Yeah, this was during all that. Yeah, 93. That was prime time for them doing enhancers and cocaine.
Yep. Of course, they called it hot dogs and beer.
Yep. No, that was just Babe Ruth.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of which, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention one Mr. Albert the Machine Pujols hitting number 700.
Yeah.
Which
hate
this
the
is going to
Cardinals,
get
but-
posted like 3 or 4 months from now. So it's 3 or 4 weeks from now. Sorry. My doesn't really work that well right now.
Yeah.
But maybe we
Yeah,
because
Number
I'm hitting
700, pretty cool. I still think he's about 5 years older than what is told.
That's all
Here-
right.
It reminds me of that pitcher from Benchwarmers. I am 12.
I forgot about that movie. I haven't seen that shit for so long.
that was
Yeah.
before. What's his name? Was it? Well, no, he was always a douchebag.
Rob Schneider.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say John Lovitz.
No.
Because he's
I
in it
still-
too.
I still love John Lovitz.
And Napoleon Dynamite. Isn't it the one with Napoleon Dynamite? It is. It is, Roy. It's the guy from. He said he wasn't in it, but he.
John Heater.
Yeah, down here.
Yeah, John Heater's in it.
Did you say the guy from Napoleon Dynamite?
Yeah. Maybe another movie he did other than Napoleon Dynamite, this one and skating one.
I've just never heard anyone ever refer to like the guy who plays Napoleon Dynamite as the guy from
That's-
Napoleon
He
Dynamite.
was in that. He was in that movie with Billy Bob Thornton.
Which
Bad
one?
Santa.
No, the one where he
Sling
was.
Blade.
Huh?
Sling
Yeah,
Blade.
Sling Blade. He was a mashed potato.
Oh.
No, that one where
I
he,
can't remember.
the one where he went to school for scoundrels, I think it was called,
Oh, I don't remember.
where
Sounds like a winner.
he tried to. So John Heater was going to Billy Bob Thornton's class to teach him how to pick up women, but basically Billy Bob Thornton's class was treat women like shit and then they'll love you. And so during the course of the movie, John Heater starts treating his girlfriend like shit, and she breaks up with him and leaves him for Billy Bob Thornton. And then he's got to try and win her back. So Billy Bob Thornton's giving him all this bad advice so that his girlfriend will leave him and come to him for
Well, because Billy Bob's a scumbag.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And then John Heater famously runs the Philly special and helps us to win Super
win the
Bowl
Super Bowl.
a
Yeah.
few years later. So
BDN D. Big Dick
Yeah.
Napoleon Dynamite.
that's right.
Now I liked before he won us the Super Bowl though, he and Pedro were the starter and backup when
That's
we had
right.
Mark Sanchez.
Sanchez.
Yeah. Big Dick Dick and the Sanchez.
We could do a whole other episode on the John Heater movies that aren't Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, it'll be 10 minutes long.
That long?
Yeah, much like his time in the spotlight. Hey, speaking of the Sanchez though, did you see the video today, the replay of the butt punt?
Mm-mm.
So the Dolphins and Bills were playing, and I want to say the Dolphins were backed up into like their punter was punting pretty much from against the goalpost, and the center got pushed back, and he punted the punter punted the ball, and it hit him. It hit the center right in the asshole. Outside of the back of the end zone, so they got it. The Bills got a safety. That it was all downhill from there.
Laces out. Laces out.
Laces out, man. What? All right. Well, until next time, we have been the Noise Brigade. Check us out on 8inchfloppy.com, betterthanmoses.com, bigbeefyshootyboys.com. Ask me about askwatch.com.
USB, see you later.